Hey, Chris Liepe here with some new 21 Pilots, which incidentally happens to be one of my favorite bands at the moment. I love Tyler Joseph's voice and how they reinvent themselves in subtle and not so subtle ways with each album, and that goes for his voice too. Let's see what this new single's got. I love how Tyler's voice opens up with that desperate sound. It's not really, it is aggressive, but it's aggressive because it's desperate. This posture here. I don't want to be here, I don't want to be here. What's about to happen? What's about to happen? Granted, there's some doubling that's happening, but his primary posture goes from I don't want to be here, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here, I don't want to be here to what's about to happen? What's about to happen? What's about to happen? This is something that he's so good at, blending two different emotions or two different processes with his voice, two different postures, and at the same time having this coherent emotional roller coaster connecting with whoever's listening.
I remember certain things, what I was wearing, the yellow dashes in the street. I prayed those lights would take me home. Then I heard, hey kid, get out of the road.
There again. Then I heard, hey kid, get out of the road. I'm exaggerating this, but I think it's really important that we understand that Tyler's grit does not come from necessarily just pushing harder. Get out of the road! It's lacking that aggressiveness. It's, hey kid, get out of the road! Get out of the road! And this sigh thing that's happening with his voice, or this desperation, is coming out in this broken voice. And you hear this, I did an older video on Tyler Joseph. You hear this all throughout his career. When he gets desperate, he gets broken. And you hear that in his voice. And you can practice this safely from a technique standpoint. Just practice sighing. And make your sighs more and more exasperated. Get out of the road!
Then I heard, hey kid, get out of the road.
A lot more controlled than what I just did there, but
suffocate. There's a pressure in my chest. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. What's about to happen? What's about to happen?
What's about to happen? Then there's this release afterward, this pent-up energy that he has when he's that frustrated, and then sort of a reverse sigh, or really just a different way to sigh. Tyler's voice is built on sighs. I hear a lot of people say, you can't teach this kind of great singing. And I really disagree. You just have to come about it in two different ways with an open mind. The first, you have to be very willing to be stupid and non-judgmental and experimental with new experiences that you have with your voice while you're experimenting. You also have to be willing to connect to your vulnerability and your weaknesses and use those as inspiration for you to be creative. If you can do both of those things, you can learn to be a singer like this. Are you going to sound like Tyler Joseph? No. But if you would like more help unlocking this kind of approach with your voice, with your musical art, click the link below and join my free voice course. I'll help you pull out all sorts of things you never knew were there.
I remember certain things, what I was wearing, the yellow dashes in the
Street. The end of it is in head voice. What I was wearing. That connection and relative power up front, and then backing off in intensity till his voice naturally trails out in head voice with a nice vibrato. An easy way to practice this for me has been singing sort of passively in the car. Start out loud and then get quieter and just notice when your voice naturally wants to go into head voice, and then let it. This is a feel thing. It takes a while if you're going for this kind of dynamic response out of your voice. But try that. Try singing in the car, start loud, go quiet, and make note about where your voice wants to go in head voice, and then let it. Experiment with different volumes and see where that transition shows itself.
I was wearing the yellow dashes in the street. I prayed those lights would take me home. Then I heard, hey kid, get out of the road.
More desperate there, right? Let's talk about Tyler's overall sound and tone. This is not, whoa, it's not a heavy sound. It's light, playful, bright, smiled. Oh. And though no one person is ever going to sound like Tyler Joseph, we can do things when we're pulling from other artists that help us introduce new character into our own voices by playing with what we think we hear other singers doing. Not to sound like them, but to experiment with what might happen with our voice. And you just heard that happen with me over that line. Whoa, too heavy. Whoa. Notice I'm okay with my voice doing stupid things while I'm experimenting. Whoa, 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 sigh into whoa, whoa. There's some interesting things happening simply because I'm paying attention. It's how you listen. We got to go back and address one particular lyric. Whether we're talking about school or not, that forgetting about what's behind us and moving towards, with hope, what's in front of us. I wish I could do that better. Whether it's regret or holding on to what you feel has been done to you, there's very little worth in getting lost in what we can't change. And What's so cool about the way that Tyler Joseph connects with his writing, and it's different in this song than it is in a lot of other songs, but his propensity to get this sigh or it is so connected to what he's saying, what he's communicating in his vulnerability, right? That's the key to a great singer like Tyler Joseph, is his willingness to be vulnerable, which you see and hear in the midst of this lyric, this video, and other places. I remember, sir, I remember certain things. Oh, what I was wearing. No, he's not just singing notes. I remember what I was wearing. The yellow dashes in the street. I pray those lights would take me. I pray those lights would take me. That one's really a band. Hey kid, get out of the road! That one's more like the first time I did the imitation, pathetic imitation. And then he slowed down. And rolled down his window. Pay attention to this. This is the kind of connection we all want with our voice, right? Fresh.
It's a taste test of what I hate less. I don't want to be here. Start fresh with a new year.
There's a wonderfully subtle use of what I was talking about earlier, where some of those notes are in chest voice. But because of the volume and breath pressure that he has, he's able to seamlessly blend. You can't really tell what's head and what's chest voice, and you don't really care about classifying those things ultimately, but it's giving him this freedom to be weightier at the bottom and lighter at the top without fighting his range or parts of his range. That has a lot to do with knowing where your strong points are in terms of dynamics and how it relates to which notes you sing.
Can't change what you've done. Start fresh next semester.
One of the most wonderfully real and connected and vulnerable artists of our time, in my opinion. Thank you, Tyler Joseph. Thank you, 21 Pilots. I've supremely enjoyed this new song. I can't wait for the new album. Be sure that you've watched this comprehensive vocal breakdown of Tyler Joseph. And again, if you would like more help diving into your own voice to unlock all that it can really do, you have more potential than you think. Click that link below and join my free voice course. We'll see you for more.